I would like to welcome you all on the behalf of of Indian Knowledge System and Science and Spirituality Club. I would like to introduce our chief guest, Devasish sir, who has served and managed many crucial roles in different organizations and is a very good orator and currently serving as Chief General Manager at NBCC, Government of India. And many of his works on Mahabharata is available on YouTube. So you could go there and check it on. Mahabharata, one of the most ancient and influential mythological texts we have, from which we can draw many crucial learnings from life. We would not take much of your time and will soon start our lecture series, proceeding with prayer and then lamp lighting, and will directly plug on to Devasish sir. I would like to call Devasish sir, Sridharan sir, Jayaprakash sir, Praveen sir, and Silas sir for lamp lighting. Please come on the stage.
We will have 2 minutes prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Santi Santi Santihi.
For writing collective as well as basic Sanskrit class. So, at the outset, I request all of you to pardon us for delay in starting the program. So we wanted to make this program available for those who are unable to join, and we have received a few requests from NIT Suratkal and other institutions. So we thought it is better that we can make the whole program available to them also. So that is how there's a delay in setting up. So we will start with the program, and I am very thankful to Sri Devasish sir for readily accepting our request to come over here and then share his experience with drawing management lessons from Mahabharata. In fact, in the month of January, I got an opportunity to attend his online session, and he has been offering online sessions for the past 2 or 3 years. And I am a member in the group, and I used to get the link. Almost every week there used to be a lecture organized by some management associations of different states. And one such lecture was there in the month of January. Then I attended the lecture, and then it was online, and at that time itself I made a request to him to come over to NIT Calicut and then present sessions to our students and faculty. He readily agreed, and then the next day itself he gave me the date as March 16th. And so then onwards we were trying to inform and then contact and then like that. So he readily accepted our request. So I am very thankful to you, sir. And in spite of his busy schedule, he could travel from Delhi and spend some time with us. And this is the first type of lecture on this Indian knowledge system by practicing manager in an industry. We have heard lectures by academic people, but this is the first time we are able to get a lecture with such an experienced person. And
He is also doing research on this theme of management lessons from Mahabharata, and he has published several papers, and I will share with the audience a few of his papers through mail, and you will really get very inspired and motivated to learn more about our epics, these two itihasas, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Both these itihasas contain several incidences and several situations they present,
wherein we can learn a lot of management principles, leadership, organization, and motivation, and then ideas of innovation, adaptability. All these things we can learn, and we will now listen to Sri Debashish sir. I now request him to address the audience and then continue his session. Thank you.
Okay, so good morning to all of you. You had your breakfast?
Yes, sir.
But this is not a good morning after breakfast. It's before breakfast good morning. So I want an after breakfast good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we industry people, you want always energy from you people, right? When you hire people from different campuses, right, like NITs and IITs and IIMs, so people, those are having energy, we have lots of respect for them. Okay, so what I'm trying to communicate to people, first thing is enthusiasm and energy from the participants. Then only the program would be much more better and much more participative. Am I correct? Yes, okay. Okay, now today, first of all, I'm honored and I'm thankful to Sridharan sir and NIT Calicut that you have invited me to speak before all of you a topic which is very, very close to the heart of everybody. That's the Mahabharata. Am I correct? More or less, everybody is having some knowledge about Mahabharata. And let me tell you, Mahabharata is a epic, which is the biggest epic of the world. Can you name some of the other epics which are also there in this world? Ramayana, then Abhigyana Sakuntalam, Ramandir, then Ramcharitamanas is not an epic. It's a linking it to Ramayana. From Western countries, can you name one or two epics which are also there and also referred by business houses for decision making, planning, organizing, strategizing? Have you heard of Paradise Lost, written by Homer?
Yes.
Right? Then there is, apart from Paradise Lost, there is two more which are very, very important, which you need to also understand that not only India is having some epics, but they have also some epics, right? So Odyssey is one more epic in Western countries, right, which is also popular so far as the management relation is concerned. Now, so far as the size is concerned, Mahabharata is almost double the size of all other epics in this world. If you put Ramayana, Abhigyana Sakuntalam, Paradise Lost, Odyssey, whatever you find in this world, all put together, not even half of what is Mahabharata is all about. That is the reason what they say, anything which is not in Mahabharata, it's not there in this world. Right? So, in management, starting from planning to organizing to strategizing to motivating to delegating, you name anything, it's there. And those who are students sitting here from MBA curriculum, in 2 years of your MBA curriculum, whatever you study, that's there in Mahabharata. And I have the privilege of linking almost everything to Mahabharata, which is there in my YouTube channel. And in some of the programs in IIT Delhi and IIM Ranchi, IIM Visakhapatnam, I have presented before the students that you name any subject in your 2 years MBA curriculum, I will tell you where it is in Mahabharata, right? Okay, so moving to the subject of today, let me understand how much you know about Mahabharata. Is it okay for you people if I put some questions to you about Mahabharata? Okay, good. First question to all of you is that before Mahabharata war, there is one more war which was fought between Pandavas and Kauravas. What is the name of that war? If you people are understanding Hindi, महाभारत वार होने से पहले एक वार हुआ था बिटवीन पांडव और कौरव के बीच में हुआ था. वो जो वार हुआ था उसका नाम क्या है? Who said Virat? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Very good. One boy. There are 3. Can you give a big round of applause to all of them? Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm so happy. These little boys. Why I'm using the word little boys? Their age must be 1/3 of my age, right? But let me tell you, 2 years back, I was not knowing also. Till I started doing research, I was not having knowledge. But these little boys, you just see, they must be at 22, 23. They have the knowledge about Virat War. Great, yaar. I salute. Standing here in the stage. Great. So yes, there is a war which was there. Okay, if you know about Virat War, why this war happened? Okay. Okay.
That's why they fought in war and keep their
Okay.
from the Duryodhana.
Okay. Good. Can I have some more answers from the back? Because you have said about... Yeah, यहाँ से, हाँ, बोलिए.
Actually, Kauravas had a doubt that Pandavas are there in Virat Raj, so that's why they, stolen their cows and then the Yuddha happened.
Can you repeat? Very interesting answer he's giving. And from there, lots of management lessons should be emerging. So please repeat what you said to everybody.
Actually, Kauravas had a doubt that Pandavas are there in Virat and they just stolen the cows so that war can happen.
Okay, now why Kauravas had a doubt that Pandavas are in disguise in Virat kingdom? Why they had a doubt?
Actually, Bhima has killed one Rakshasa there.
क्या नाम था उसका?
Kichak.
Kichak. Why Kichak was killed?
Because he
He had a big,
Draupadi. That's
bad intention towards Draupadi.
Yes.
Okay. What was the name of Draupadi? Sarandri. What is her role? क्या काम करती थी वो उधर? Aji?
Dasi.
She was a servant to the princess. Okay. Good. Great. Thank you very much. Big hand to you again. Very good, sir. Your students have beautiful knowledge. I'm so happy, thrilled. I'm so thrilled.
He is doing my Sanskrit course.
Oh. So knowledge has been transferred from you to him, sir. Okay. Now, next question to all of you is that in Mahabharata, there was a big warrior, right? He was highly knowledgeable. He was a pass out from NIT Calicut. Okay? After that, he did his MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. Okay? But he was not permitted to participate in the war. He was confined in a war room. Who was he? Barbary. Who was he? Barbary I have never heard. Okay. But he was permitted, let me tell you. But there was a warrior who was a well-known warrior in Mahabharata. And again, I'm repeating, a product of NIT Calicut and MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. And the army chief, who was the army chief at the first stage of Mahabharata war? Bhisma Pitamaha. Bhisma Pitamaha ordered that this warrior... Great. Karn. He was confined to a war room. Why? Bhisma Pitamaha said, any man who doesn't have respect for women and has misbehaved with a woman in the public has no right to fight under my flag. Till the time I am the army chief, bloody fool Karn, be confined to the war room. I'm just giving an example. You will be hired by a big corporate and at a huge pay package. Then you will not be given any work in that organization. You will be confined to in a room, and since morning to the evening, you will not be given any work and you will be given a cup of tea. How long will you continue there in that organization? May not be maybe a month or 2 months because you have no work. You are a brilliant guy from NIT Calicut. So that exactly happened to Karna. He was having the Bastra and he was having all the knowledge about arms and ammunitions from Parsurama, his guru, but he was not permitted. Right? So this is very unfortunate thing. In private sector, I'll tell you, when I was head of HR for Airtel, anyone to whom we wanted to sack, we don't ask him to resign. What do? Ask him to sit down in a room for 2 months and not giving any work. And after 2 months, he will be leaving the organization. Okay? Okay, so coming back to third question, then we will be starting our presentation. Okay, now, third question. In your opinion, in Mahabharata, who was the biggest strategist? Krishna? Okay. Who was there is one more strategist also. Sakuni. What is the difference between the strategy of both of them? Krishna and Sakuni. दोनों के बीच में क्या difference था? A cheater. Okay. And Krishna? He was a cheater also. Okay. Krishna, he was using his intellect and wisdom for some structured way and for constructive areas, right? But unfortunately, Sakuni was using his intelligence in a destructive way. That's the only difference between the two. Otherwise, both are intelligent. But there is a difference between intelligent and cunningness. Are you getting a point? So Krishna was intelligent and he was cunning. Okay? Okay, now moving to the presentation of today, because system is taking little time to get ready and copied, I just wanted to share with you people the lessons which I would be sharing with you people today, and what are the areas in which I have done research in the last 2 years. Let me tell you, this Mahabharata is such a rich epic. You name anything, I have told you that in 2 years MBA curriculum, it's there, right? So some of the things which I find are brilliant in Mahabharata to share with you people is crisis management, right? That's an area which you can get from Mahabharata. The way the Pandavas were inside the jungle and they were thirsty and they went for water, one by one all the brothers died, right? And they did not listen to the invisible Yaksha. But Yudhishthira, who was intelligent, knowledgeable, and lots of patience, right? He could manage this so nicely, which was a crisis, and he could get back the life of all his brothers. That we will see today. Then we will be talking about bitter truth, HOD, dedication and commitment. Okay, now tell me a character in Mahabharata from where you will be understanding the maximum competency of dedication and commitment. डेडिकेशन एंड कमिटमेंट आप कहां से सीखेंगे? कौन सी कैरेक्टर है वो? अर्जुन है, ओके। और कौन? एकलव्य है। और कर्ण। वाई कर्ण? वाई कर्ण? Okay, for his friend he can do anything. Okay, let me tell you, Karna is a character in Mahabharata. We all need to learn from him the commitment, perseverance, and dedication. The kind of trauma he has undergone in his entire life, no other character has ever undergone. And today, with 25 to 32 years of experience, if I tell you that I have served in almost all the states in the country, and I have also served in private sector, government sector, if I see the trauma which I have undergone in private and government sector, even that is not even 10% of what Karna has undergone. If you people are trying to understand that after the campus interview you will be in a big corporate, and in the corporate they will be welcoming you with a red carpet, and you will be spoon-fed them, you people, then just forget about it. Your life is not bed of roses. Every day is a challenge for all of you. Be mentally prepared and learn from Karna. When Karna was born, he was washed away by his mother Kunti in the river. Do you know that? Just see the trauma it started in his life when he was born. And end also happened similar to this kind. I'll just tell you from the beginning to the end what Karna has undergone, and we can understand that we are so lucky that till the age of 22, 23 or whatever, nothing of this kind which has really happened. We are so privileged. So when Karna was born, he was washed away by his mother Kunti in the river. Karna's father was sun god and mother was Kunti. Kunti was Kshatriya and father is sun god. Do you know where he was born and brought up? Kahan pe? He was brought up by whom? By a charioteer. क्या नाम था उनका? अधिरथ. Very good. So आप सोचो, you are a child of a very rich family, but you are going to be brought up in a very poor family. What kind of luck you have? Just imagine about Karna. He was brought up in a jungle by a charioteer called Adhirath. Right? The trauma of Karna did not end here. Then Karna went to learn the archery skill to Dronacharya. What Dronacharya did? Sorry, thank you. Get lost. I cannot teach you. मैं आपको सिखाऊंगा नहीं. क्या दोष है मेरा बताइए? No, you are not a Kshatriya. You are not a Kshatriya. So what I did? He went to Parshurama. Parshurama also said कि देखो तुम क्षत्रिय अगर नन क्षत्रिय हो मैं तुमको सिखाऊंगा नहीं. तो उन्होंने फिर क्या किया? झूठ बोला, है ना? He tell a lie that I am a Brahmin and I need to learn. And he learnt the archery skill and how to get a Divyastra also. But when Parshuram learnt about it, that he is not a Kshatriya nor a Brahman, what happened to him? He was cursed. That the time when you will be needing this Divyastra, the maximum, you will not get it. The trauma of Karna did not end here. Are you getting the point? Then, when he became a big warrior, then there is a god. And the name of the god is Indra. Father of Arjun was Indradev. Indradev had kuch hota hai, right? So he felt that my son is the best warrior in this world. How can somebody else be the best warrior? So what he did, he came in disguise of a Brahmin to ask what is the strength of Karna, which he was donated by his father? Kabach and Kundal, right? So Indradev came in disguise of a Brahmin and he was knowing that Karna is a big philanthropist, but he can give anything. But particularly in the morning after taking his bath, when he prays to his father, son, God, that point of time, if anyone is going to ask him anything, he will definitely give. And so he came in disguise of a Brahmin and he said, I have come to ask you your Kavach and Kundal. Then Karna said, और एक बार Karna ने नमस्ते किया. तो उन्होंने बोला 2 बार क्यों नमस्ते कर रहे हो? ना फर्स्ट नमस्ते was to a Brahmin and second namaste to Indradev, because I know who are you. You are not a Brahmin. You have come because of the fear to save your son. But once I have committed, मैं खुद का भी नहीं सुनता. ठीक है? So what he did, with lots of difficulty, he donated his Kabach and Kundal. The trauma of Karna did not end here. Right? There was a show of strength by Pandavas. And Arjun was about to be declared as the biggest warrior of this world. Or he was best in archery in this world. Then Karna entered into the fray. And he was asked, who are you? Because you are going to show your strength with Arjuna. Arjuna is the son of a Kshatriya, a king. Are you getting the point? So only when you will giving your identification or introduction, then only you will be permitted. And he had no answer. Because he was knowing that I am a son of a chariot. And the trauma of Karna was manifold because of one reason at that point of time. अगर आपकी माँ आपको पहचानने में पीछे हटेगी तो आपको कैसा लगेगा? If your mother is not ready to identify you when you are coming from NIT Calicut with lots of happiness, I am a graduate from prestigious institute, that is NIT Calicut. So the biggest tragedy of your life, your mother is not going to identify yourself. Kunti was present in the show of strength. And Kunti did not disclose that he is my son. When he was humiliated by everybody that, yes, you are a warrior, but you will not be permitted to fight with Arjuna because Arjuna is the son of a Kshatriya. Are you getting a point? So that point of time, though Kunti was present and he could recognize Karna from where? From Kabach and Kundal, which was given by his father. And he did not openly come out that he's my son, give him the opportunity. Are you getting a point? The trauma of Arjun did not end here. Karna did not end here. There was a Swayambar in which Swayambar of Draupadi. And so many warriors had come from different parts of the country. And they were supposed to what? What is that? There is a Sibdhanu, which was to be broken or lifted or something. I have little knowledge. And yes, target towards the eye of that which Arjun could do subsequently. But before that, Karna was also about to, he lifted the Dhanur, right? But when it was declared that he is about to finish this, so Draupadi came forward and she said, no, I will not marry to a non-Kshatriya. Are you getting the point? The trauma of Karna did not end here. What happened to him subsequently? और क्या दुख आया उसके लिए? Any idea? When the war is in full swing and all the warriors were fighting, where was Karna? Where was Karna? Karna was confined to a war room. He was not permitted to participate in the war. After getting a degree from NIT Calicut, if you will be given an assignment of doing dispatch, the kind of trauma which you will be undergoing, same thing happened to him. Or you will not be given any job to do, that exactly happened to him. The trauma of Karna did not end here. So the trauma of Karna did not end here. He was hunting inside the jungle. By mistake, he killed a cow. The owner of the cow came forward and he said, can you give life to my cow? You cannot give? Then the chariot in which you are coming, that chariot is going to give you trouble. when you will be in the one of the most, the crucial war which you will be fighting. And you know what happened to him. जब वो क्रूशियल वॉर में था, उसका जो चैरियट का पहिया है, it was inside the mud. The trauma of Karna did not end here. When he was getting the knowledge about the Bastra from his Guru Parsuram, when he discovered that he's not a Kshatriya, he's not a Brahmin, he was cursed that when you will be needing the Bastra at a very crucial time of your entire career, that the Bastra will not be available to you. And at the end, the trauma of Karna did not end. And when he was fighting with Arjuna, that point of time, the wheel of the chariot was inside the mud, and he requested Arjuna, wait for a minute. I am coming out of my chariot, and I will take out my chariot. And after that, you can fight with me. And he was armless that point of time. Uska paas arms and ammunition nahi tha, because he was out of his chariot. And Arjuna killed him. Just imagine the trauma he has experienced. Have you ever experienced even 1% of this trauma in your entire life? Of course, you people are too young. You are starting your career. Even I'll tell you, after having 30 years of experience in private sector, government sector, serving in different parts of the country, even I have not experienced even 1% of whatever Karna has undergone. So friends, thing is to learn, we need to all learn from this is that life is not bed of roses. And once you are hired by an organization, they will be expecting too much from all of you. Whether it is a private sector, government sector, whatever. Even NBCC, the organization where I'm serving and I'm taking care of human resources, which is into constructing all the IITs in the country, all the IIMs in the country, all the AIMS in the country, and most of the NITs in the country. Like NIT Patna we are constructing, NIT Sikkim we are constructing. Even I'm not able to remember how many NITs we have constructed. So that organization also, if you are being hired, you are expected to deliver world-class knowledge, acumen, right? Let's see the trauma of Karna and understand how he has undergone. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. The biography of Karna in Mahabharata provides profound management lessons from the perspectives of resilience and perseverance. Despite facing numerous setbacks, he demonstrated remarkable resilience by persistently pursuing his goals. In the organizational context, employees may encounter rejection or failure, but those who adopt resilience and perseverance, the key traits for success, would bounce back, learn from experiences, and strive for success. Karna endured public humiliation during the Swayamvara. However, he demonstrated fighting skills. His ability to persevere through these humiliating experiences showcases the importance of maintaining focus on long-term goals despite temporary setbacks. In the corporate world, setbacks and betrayals may occur. However, resilient leaders can navigate such situations without losing their commitment to organizational goals. Karna's perseverance in the face of discrimination due to his non-Kshatriya status offers a lesson of tenacity. Karna's determination to learn the art of warfare despite rejection from gurus emphasizes the connection between continuous learning and perseverance. In the business world, individuals who persevere in acquiring new skills and knowledge contribute to their own professional development and the success of the organization. In summary, the management lessons drawn from Karna's resilience and perseverance emphasizes the importance of maintaining focus in the face of rejection, humiliation, betrayal, and tragedy. Leaders who embody these qualities can inspire resilient teams that persevere through challenges and contribute to long-term success. Thank you. You liked it? So friends, all of us need to learn from Karna, right? And again, I'm repeating by maybe third time that when you will be in the corporate world, your life would be no less than Karna. Every day is a big challenge. Every day, cutthroat competition. Are you got a point? And there will be, I'll just give you an example. At one point of time, like today, we have 3 or 4 operators in telecom, right? The Airtel is there, Jio is there, then BSNL and Idea Cellular, they're bleeding like anything. They're not making a profit. This was the scenario in 2002-3. Suddenly, another 10 operators came, right? And if I remember, 10 operators were Estel, Uninar, new companies I'm talking of. Then Reliance CDMA, then in Tamil Nadu there was a big operator and in operator. So what I'm trying to just imagine, what must be happening to our revenues, top line, bottom line, the company. And when all these 12 companies came, our people started moving to different organizations. So similarly, you are going to have very, very tough time also in your life. Be mentally prepared for that. Okay? You see, why I'm showing all these videos to all of you, there are 3 reasons. One is, you might having some knowledge about Mahabharata, but you will have in-depth knowledge from this. First of all, the first objective is to give you this knowledge. Second is, what is the lesson learned from this? Third is, how you are going to implement in corporate world while be in the leadership positions in different organizations. Okay? So that's the intention. So sir has given me the topic innovation and adaptability, Mahabharat's timeless relevance in a rapidly business landscape. So all my videos which has been selected for today are revolving around this particular subject which sir had given me. Otherwise, if it would have been a strategic thinking, if it would have been on talent acquisition during Mahabharata time, or appraisal during Mahabharata time, then probably I would have designed in a different way, which I do for different IIMs and IITs in different parts of the country. Like IIT Delhi, I address to their faculties on a regular basis on different topics on adaptability, resilience, and all these. Okay, so before breaking for the tea, one more video which I'm going to show it to you people and understand about resilience, which sir has given me, adaptability and resilience. Just imagine there is another character from where we need to learn resilience and adaptability also. When Pandavas were in exile or they were in the jungle, right, Banabas, just imagine they are the princes and they are supposed to be in a palace and they were inside the jungle and they are roaming inside the jungle, right? And for 10 years, they're supposed to be in a jungle, and 1 year as Agyantabasa. Just imagine how much trauma they must have undergone. And when they were in the jungle, they were searching for water. And while searching for the water, first the youngest one, Nakul, went for water. He did not listen to Yaksha. And you all know this story. I don't want to repeat. Only thing is that what you need to learn from them is that the activities which you will see now of the way Yudhishthira handled the situation. You see, crisis management doesn't need aggression. Many people feel when there is a crisis, if I jump around, then I will solve the problem. No. It needs cool and calmness, understanding the problem, finding out the root cause, and finding a solution. Right? So this is again learning from Pandava brothers as well as Draupadi, the power of resilience, adaptability. And one more situation which has happened to them in Virata kingdom, as you know, what Yudhishthira was doing in Virata kingdom, what was his role? What was his name? Kank. Right? What was his role? He was the advisor to the king. And what Bhim was doing? He was a cook. Just imagine, big warrior taking the role of a cook. What Arjun was doing? The most humiliating role he was doing. He was known as a yunch, Napunsak. And what was his name? Brahannala. Just imagine, you are the biggest warrior of the world. You had also gone to Swarg to get the Bastra from there, or Brahmastra, whatever, either of the two from there. Then you are having a role of a yunch. People will look towards you, neither you are a male nor you are a female. You need to learn from him the power of adaptability and resilience. And you know what Nakul and Sahadev they are doing. They were what? They are taking care of the horses and the animals of that kingdom. The best thing to learn. And how Yudhishthir handled the crisis situation. Let's go and see. Can you learn please the first one? Number 1, crisis management. We need to learn from him. And in your personal and professional life also, you need to learn from this. Are you going to point?
Let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata.
Yeah.
This is on crisis management. The epic is, during 12 years of Banvas, while roaming inside the jungle, Pandavas were tired and were thirsty. Hence, they desperately required water. One by one, Nakul, Sahadev, Arjun and Vim went to the water reservoir, did not bother to answer the questions of an invisible Yaksha, and died after drinking water. Though they were cautioned again and again by Yaksha, they were stubborn and were adamant to have water without responding to the questions. Arjun and Vim were arrogant and did not even bother to listen to the Yaksha and rather threatened him to punish for restricting them to fetch water. Whereas Yudhishthir, after discovering the death of his brothers, had the patience to analyze the situation, thought of possible reasons of such unprecedented incident. He could listen to all the questions of Dharmaraja, answered them correctly with humility by using his intellect, and lastly got back the life of all his brothers. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. Crisis management doesn't need aggression, rather need intellect and wisdom. In an emergency situation, patience pays. Arjun's arrogance of threatening the invisible Yaksha to drive the water of the reservoir by his archery skills costed him his life. Vim's impatience of drinking water without listening the questions and arrogance of frightening invisible Yaksha to punish him for killing his brothers also costed him his life. Whereas Yudhishthir not only demonstrated the highest level of wisdom by analyzing the situation based on the danger signal, but also patiently listened to the invisible Yaksha with humility without drinking water, which he was about to do so. He also answered all the questions of invisible Yaksha with highest level of intellect and precision. Hence, whether in personal or professional life, patience, intellect and wisdom brings success. Arrogance and stubbornness brings disaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So what is the learning from this particular lesson? Adapt to the new environment. Yaksha is asking a question and you cannot really show your arrogance at that point of time. At least listen to him. The easiest way to pay respect to somebody is to listen to him. So all the brothers were showing their arrogance and they have also stubbornness was also there that we are something. Arjun, Vim, Nakul, Sahadev. But just see how Yudhishthir could manage this so. And he could adapt to the new environment. If all my brothers have died, then that will also happen to me. So now what different I am going to do? What different I am going to do? So he could analyze the situation and finally got back to his friend, to his brothers. Right. So the subject which Sarah had given me, adaptability and innovation, now here it applies very much. So in your professional and personal life, when there is a crisis, if you become impatient, then there is every possibility that you may not get the answer. If you are showing to your strength of knowledge, wisdom, adaptability, you may get success. People, those who lose their tempo at the beginning with a little challenge, they have always trouble. So it's important for all of us to ensure that we are demonstrating the strength of our resilience and adaptability all times to come. Okay? So moving to the next management lesson on this. Okay, so I have also shared with you one more character in Mahabharata from which we need to learn a lot is Arjuna. Arjuna is such a big warrior, but he was given the role of a eunuch in Virat kingdom, right? So here we are going to learn from Arjuna how he really dealt a situation. When Duryodhan came to know that Kichak was killed,
he said, there is no warrior in this world who has the power to kill Kichak. Kichak is such a big warrior. So, if Kichak is killed, that means Pandavas are there. So, Pandavas are in disguise in Virat kingdom. So, it was a condition, as per the Banvas of 13 years, 1 year they have to be in disguise so that nobody can recognize them. If they will be recognized, if they will surface, what will happen? They will go for another 13 years of Banvas. So, Duryodhan felt this is the right time to attack to them so that they will come out, and in the process, they will surface and they will go for another 13 years of Banvas. So, he attacked. When Duryodhan attacked to the Virat kingdom, the king of that particular kingdom had gone somewhere to fight with another kingdom. And his little son was there. Little son, he was a youngster, maybe of your age, of 22 or something. And when he heard about it, he said, oh, I will fight. But he was too young. Arjun, who was a eunuch and he was teaching the art of dancing to the princess, so he felt pity about this little boy. Oh, bacha jaake kya karega? So he said, I will come along with you. Then the prince said, you are a eunuch. What will you do in the warfield? You know only how to teach dancing. No, I will come. I will be your charioteer. Then he went, and in the battlefield, Arjun started introducing the warriors of Kaurava side. You just see Bhisma Pitama is here, Karna is here, Guru Dronacharya is there, then Kul Guru Krupacharya is there. Oh, and he is Duryodhan, he is Dusasan. When he was introducing all of them, then that little boy was absolutely nervous. And he fled from the battlefield. And when he fled from the battlefield, Arjun practically chased him, caught hold of him, and brought him to the chariot. And he said, you are a Kshatriya. And being a Kshatriya, you cannot really desert the battlefield and fly from the battlefield. Even if you are going to die in the battlefield, it will be a heroic death for you. And it's an honor for you. So you have to fight. So then he said, if you cannot fight, be my charioteer. Then he became the charioteer, and Arjun started fighting. So the important things to learn from this particular event is first that Arjun's endurance, perseverance, adaptability in the changing environment. Second is his leadership skill. Friends, let me tell you, you are from a premier engineering college, and many important corporates would be coming for campus interview. Sooner or later, you are going to be in leadership position. When you will be in a leadership position, there will be a team which is working under you. They will be working under you, and the team will be looking towards you for motivation. You cannot say, I am a 27-year guy, I have some, you people are grey hair people like Satpathy. What kind of motivation I can give it to you? No, you cannot escape. I have seen engineers at the age of 27, 28, they are managing a complete workshop, complete factory, right? Because you will have a first track growth in the organization. So let's learn from Arjun. We'll be moving to 13. Let's learn from Arjun two things. One is how he changed his role from a warrior to eunuch to warrior. And second, how he's motivating the young prince. Over to 13 number is 13. 1, 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Friends, let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata. This is on a leader inspires confidence and motivates the team. The epic is much before the Mahabharata war. One more war was fought between the kingdom of Virat and Kauravas. When Prince Uttar of Virat kingdom saw the big warriors like Bhisma, Drona, Karna, Duryodhana, Dusasana, and the huge army of soldiers, he started fleeing from the battlefield. Arjun practically chased him, caught hold of him, and counseled him that he, being the son of King Virat and a Kshatriya, it's an insult for him to backtrack and flee from the battlefield. He has to learn fighting, face the enemy, and gets injured, which is a part of Kshatriya's life. If he cannot fight, at least be the charioteer. It's the responsibility of the leader of an organization to infuse confidence in the minds of his team members. The team learns as well as draws competencies like confidence, optimism, enthusiasm, resilience, result orientation, perseverance, strategic thinking, innovation, etc. from the leader. Hence, it's the responsibility of the leader to pitch in to train, counsel, advise his team members the moment he finds they are not demonstrating any or some of these essential competencies. Like Arjun forcibly caught hold of the prince and asked him to be a charioteer, if the situation warrants, the leader should force the team members to learn these competencies through coercion. Like the swimming trainer throws the trainee swimmer into water. Hence, like Arjun, a leader needs to infuse confidence and establish trust with his team members while empowering and developing them.
Thank you. Thank you. So, two things to learn from this. One is Arjuna, as a warrior, how he could switch off and switch on his role. Big warrior, Yunch, dance teacher. Then again a big warrior. It's very, very important for all of you to understand that you will have different roles in different positions. And there are two words in English dictionary, if you adopt, half your problem in your life would be absolutely solved. These two are speed and flexibility. At what speed you are flexible enough to change yourself and adjust yourself with the newer environment. And we need to learn it from our friends, those who are sitting here, the girls, those who are sitting here. Have you seen in their generation, they may not be understanding, if they will see their mother or your mother's life, till your mother was not married, she was getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, asking to mommy, give me aloo ka paratha, and for the day, it's like a joyful day. The day she is married, she has to get up in the morning, prepare tiffin for her husband, take care of the father-in-law, mother-in-law, Debarji, everybody. Just see what is the difference. Today is the marriage. I'm not talking of this generation. It's some completely different generation. They will ask husband to bring aloo ka paratha for them. Okay. Or they will order through Swiggy, online delivery, aloo ka paratha. I'm talking of your mother, your sister, those who are of my age, their life was that only. We need to learn from them. At what speed they were flexible enough to the new environment and they were getting adjusted. So the topic which sir has given me, the endurance, adaptability to the environment. You will be hired in the corporate world, and when you will be joining in the corporate world, you will find here college में तो मस्ती हो रहा था काफी. क्लास खत्म हुआ, भागा, मूवी देखने के लिए चला गया, रोड साइड में गुलगप्पे खा रहा था मैं. But here, I am there in the office from 9 to 9 o'clock in the evening. So at what speed you are flexible enough with the environment is going to make you success. That's the learning which is there from you. Second learning from Arjuna is that just see how he took up the role of a leader. And he could infuse confidence and leadership in the minds of the little boy who was fleeing from the battlefield. So that role is not far from you for you people. It may be in the next 3-4 years it's going to happen. There will be many gray hair people like me who would be reporting to you. They may be of your father's age, but you are going to his boss, their boss, and they will be looking towards you for motivation. Right? And you cannot say, I'm the age of your son. How can I motivate you people? No. You are the boss. Are you going to point? It's very, very important. Now moving to the next management lesson which sir had given me about adaptability to the new environment. Again from Arjuna, I'll tell you need to learn. Adaptability. When in the Mahabharata war was about to start, then what Arjun said to Krishna? To whom you want me to fight? Bhisma Pitamaha. I have brought up, I have spent my entire childhood in his godi. Unko मैं मारूंगा. Dronacharya, he's my guru. I have spent my entire childhood learning the archery skill from him. Guru Krupacharya, he's our family guru. Right? Duryodhana, he's my brother. I cannot fight with them. Then Krishna, as a mentor and coach, advised him, you have a different role in the warfield. And in the warfield, don't look towards Bhisma Pitamaha as your Bhisma Pitamaha. He is an enemy. Look towards him as an enemy and fight with him. So, when he was fighting and Sikhandi came in the front, again he was reluctant also to kill Bhisma Pitamaha. But he was instructed, don't look towards Bhisma Pitamaha as your grandfather. He's your enemy. So like this, you will come across in your life many such situations. There will be a boss who is going to groom you for leadership position. The boss has left and joined in a competition. And in the new organization, both of you are competing. And you have a mandate to give success to your organization. That point of time, you have to do the role of Arjuna. Forget about your boss who has groomed you. You cannot protect him. You have to fight with your boss. The way Arjuna did that, and he killed Bhisma Pitamaha. And Bhisma Pitamaha went to Sarasajya. Let's move to the video number, professional commitment, 43. Just run it. Just see how he has a rule, he has a role, and how he respected his, commitment, and 43, yes. Professional commitment, yeah.
Friends, let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata. This is on professional commitment. The epic is, on the 12th day of Mahabharata war, Sikhandi entered the battlefield with Arjuna on his chariot. Duryodhana and Sakuni made all efforts to divert them from Bhisma. However, Krishna could maneuver the chariot with Sikhandi to close vicinity of Bhisma. At the first sight of Sikhandi, Bhisma renounced his weapons. Arjuna was desperately waiting for this opportunity and started raining arrows one after other on Bhisma. While raining arrows on Bhisma, who was without arms, Arjuna was in big pain and was crying with tears rolling out of his eyes. He was in extreme despair to see misery of Bhisma, who was struggling for life. Despite extreme pain, Bhisma blessed Arjuna by saying, "May you live long, may you be successful." However, Arjuna continued raining arrows which pierced each body parts of Bhisma. He did not stop raining the arrows till Bhisma fell down from his chariot and took the painful position of Sarasajya. Arjuna, with tears in his eyes, asked Bhisma to forgive him for such action. On the request of Bhisma, he arranged support for his head and water to quench thirst through his Gandiva. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. Professional commitment is defined as loyalty, the desire to stay in a profession, and a sense of responsibility towards the profession's problems and challenges. For a committed professional, interest of the organization is supreme. He should be detached from personal likes, dislikes, differences, personal agenda, etc. while accomplishing his assignments. Since the ultimate objective is doing well for the organization, professionals should never permit personal biases to impact their decisions. The decisions and consequent actions need to be based on what is in the interest of the organization and not in the interest of the decision makers. Here, the goal of Arjuna was to get victory in the battle. Hence, he fought against his own grandfather, who had groomed him from his childhood. All the efforts of professional needs to be
synchronized towards the vision and mission of the organization. Like emotion has little place in the business, Arjun demonstrated his commitment towards his kingdom and fought with his own family members after getting mentored by Krishna. While demonstrating extreme commitment towards the profession, a professional may kill the competition and thereby jeopardize the employment of ex-colleagues serving there, including his own ex-boss who had groomed him for the leadership position. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm so happy today. Many participants become a little emotional after seeing this video. But the intention was to drive home a learning that in the business context, particularly if you're joining in private sector, you have always, we in government sector, we think of win-win, but there it is win-lose kind of thing. Cutthroat competition, and I need to how to get a business, get the top line, bottom line. That's the essence of this. And you have to adapt to the new environment, what is required is required from you. Okay, moving to, because time is a constraint, we are left with 15-20 minutes to finish this, and sir has given me 12:45 as the time to finish the program. Maximum we can stretch a little. So next is to learn something about innovation. Because you people are from a premier engineering college. If you go there, when you will be hired by the corporates, you are expected to do something different. Right? Because you have lots of knowledge about the latest technology which is coming, and I'm sure you must be getting exposure about it also. So it's very, very important that how you are innovative in your approach in sharing, which is otherwise known as strategic thinking. I get a point? I'll just give you one example. You can understand what is strategic thinking. In Maruti Udyog Limited, around 15 years back, when Maruti Omni was very, very popular, that point of time it was around 3 lakhs. The total cost, the on-road cost of a Maruti Omni jante ho na sab? You're all? And there was a young boy from a NIT joined there. And he was a mechanical engineer. Then he tried to understand how it could be competitive and the price can come down. But there is lots of efforts which has already gone inside. And in the last 10 years, the rate has gone from 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs or something. And cost of production has also gone up. So he thought how it can be available to the customer at less price. Then he went through these sales tax rules regulations. And he found there is a clause, if a car could be converted from 5-seater to 6-seater, the sales tax would come down. This is something very interesting. Then he proposed it to their manufacturing team, कि sir इसको 6-seater बना दीजिए. Find out some space. Then they converted this into 6-seater. So if the sales tax was around 20%, it came down to 10%. And in the process, the selling price, which was earlier 3 lakhs, it came down to 2.75 lakhs. So when it was cheaper, the sales went off. This is called strategic thinking or innovative thinking. In Mahabharata, something of this kind which has happened. And you will see, without bloodshed, how a major achievement happened. When Bhisma was unstoppable in the war, then among the Pandavas, there was a brainstorming session. What to do? And Bhisma was unique among all the warriors. Kya uniqueness tha unka paas? What was unique about Bhisma? Ichha mrityu. Right? He will die only when he will feel like I am going to die. So, as long as he is not going to die, they can ruin. So they had a lots of brainstorming session. And Krishna told to Yudhishthira and Arjuna, you go to Bhisma Pitama. And if you remember, before the war started, Duryodhan, Yudhishthira, you had gone to Bhisma Pitama. Then he said, Vijaya Bhava. But he has given you the blessings of Vijaya Bhava. But how can you win the war as long as he is there? Because he is making lots of casualty to you, na? So until unless he is away from the battlefield or eliminated from the battlefield, you can win. So go to him in the evening. What in the as per the rules, regulations of the war, in the evening, where after the sunset, even the opponents can also meet to each other, right? So they went to Bhisma Pitama with a folding hand. He said, we have come to give you back
the blessings which you have given us, that is Vijay Baba. He said, what is that? Why you like to give me back? Now, as long as you are there, we can win. You are standing in between the victory and we people. So we have come to give you back. Now, I can understand that I did a mistake probably. But anything which I have given, I cannot take it back. Then he said, you tell me what to do. Now, you want me to be eliminated from the battlefield? Now, yes. Now, if a women would come in front of me, I will renounce the arms and ammunitions. Then Yudhishthir said, it is against the rule of the code of the war. How a lady can come to the war field? It is against that. He said, who has sent you? They said, Krishna has sent us. Now go and ask him. Go and ask him how a lady would be coming in the front of me in the war field. Then they went to Krishna. Krishna said, for you people, Sikhandi is half man and half woman. But for Bhishma, he is a woman. Because of the past history. Amba, Ambika, Ambalika. Amba was kidnapped by him, and when he was kidnapped for the marriage of his brother, Vichitra Birja, Amba said, no, I am in love with a king called King Selvaraja of Silk Kingdom. Right? So then she was made free. She went to Selvaraja. Selvaraja said, no, once you have kidnapped, I will not marry you. Then she went to Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma Pitamaha, he said, I am going to marry you. Bhishma Pitamaha, no, I have decided not to marry at all. Then she was humiliated in the process. And she gave a curse to Bhishma Pitamaha. I will take birth after birth, but I will be the reason for your death. So she is waiting to come to the battlefield, and for you, he is half man and half woman, but for Bhishma Pitamaha, he is a woman. The moment Bhishma Pitamaha will see it, then he will renounce his arms and ammunitions. That's exactly was the discussion. And they also implemented this. And they could achieve this target with precision without bloodshed. This is called innovative thinking, right? Let's move to the next management lesson. That is, innovative thinking is 101. Very interesting video, and all of us, you are expected to have this kind of thought process. Yeah. This is on innovative thinking. The epic is on the 10th day of the war, Pandavas had a brainstorming session with Krishna on how to win the war. Krishna suggested that let Yudhishthir visit Bhishma Pitamaha and return his blessings of victory. He argued, what is the use of his blessings if he himself stands in the way of his fulfillment? If he has given you the blessings of victory, then he must also protect it. Bhishma fully knew that he would oppose you in the war and he has the boon of wishful death. He also knew that he is the chief of Kaurav army and Pandavas cannot win till he dies. Why then did he bless you with victory? Based on Krishna's advice, Yudhishthir and Arjun went to Bhishma, explained him on his blessings. Bhishma said, yes, you are correct, but I do not take back anything once I have given. Hence, the only way to win the war is to ensure my removal from the battlefield, and that can happen if a woman comes before me. In this process, he gave them the clue of how he is to be removed, and Sikhandi was brought to the battlefield. On seeing Sikhandi, Bhishma surrendered his weapons. The process of Krishna's advice to remove Bhishma from the battlefield executed with complete precision without bloodshed. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. Innovative thinking often involves reframing problems to uncover new solutions. In this case, Krishna encouraged Pandavas to re-evaluate the nature of Bhishma's blessings. By questioning the conventional understanding of victory bestowed by Bhishma, they identified a deeper issue that needed addressing. Instead of following traditional battle strategies, Krishna proposed a unique solution, seeking Bhishma's removal from the battlefield without bloodshed. This unconventional approach demonstrates innovative thinking, where the Pandavas explored alternative paths to victory that went beyond the typical norms of warfare. The solution to bring a woman, that is Sikhandi, to the battlefield as a means to neutralize Bhishma's boon exemplifies creative problem solving. Instead of direct confrontation or persuasion, the Pandavas devised a unique method that aligned with the constraints of situation. Innovative thinking involves being open to unconventional ideas. The Pandavas, guided by Krishna, embraced the idea of using a seemingly unrelated factor, that is, Bhisma's attitude towards women, as a key element in their strategy. This adaptability to non traditional approaches is a hallmark of innovative thinking. In summary, this incident showcases innovative thinking through the Pandavas' ability to reframe problems, consider unconventional solutions, critically analyze assumptions, and adapt to novel ideas. These elements of innovative thinking have wider applications for the modern managers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, corporates should be expecting you people to do something of this kind because you are fresh from the corporate, from the industry, and you have got exposure to many things, including the visiting faculties, those who are coming, and it's an important thing to showcase to them that yes, I have learnt it and I need to show. So the topic which Sir had given me, innovation and adaptability, we have talked about crisis management, how Yudhishthira handled the situation. Then we have talked about inspiring and motivating leader, how Arjuna also handled the situation and he could switch on and switch off himself to the new situation, and he inspired also the young prince. Then we discussed about professional commitment, how Arjuna, when he was in the position of taking care of his organization, he was respecting his position and organization, and the benefit of his organization is supreme for him. Then we discussed about leadership with resilience and perseverance. From the beginning, I discussed about Karna. Then innovative thinking also, about Sikhandi we have discussed. So we have covered this part. We have left with just 20 minutes. And before that, I just wanted to ask you people, out of these 6 management lessons which you have learned, which one you like the most and why? Like the most and why? Last one, what's that?
It elaborates about the innovative thinking. How can a problem can be tackled? Rather it be very big, but it will be short. We have to think innovative.
Absolutely. Not necessarily you have to put lots of efforts. With your superior brain from an institute like NIT Calicut, which is maybe of, I don't know how many years old, 50 or 60 years, and your alumni must be billionaires in some of the organizations. They may be heading some of the organization, or they must be the entrepreneur to many organizations. So this is also expected from you. 1 or 2 answers from the backbenchers. Okay? Haji? Perseverance, Karna's perseverance. Okay? Okay? Crisis management, you like the most. Very good, very good. So before moving to the next management lesson, because I am left with 20 minutes, I just wanted to tell something about the backbenchers. Okay. So there was a longitudinal study which happened about the students, those who sit in different positions in a classroom, and what finally they happen. What happens to them in the future? Would you like to listen? आपकी फ्यूचर सुनना चाहते हो? क्या आप बनना चाहते हो? So there was a 25-year study which happened कि सामने जो बैठते हैं उनका क्या होता है लाइफ में, बीच में जो बैठते हैं उनका क्या होता है लाइफ में, and पीछे जो बैठते हैं उनका क्या होता है लाइफ में. Okay, very interesting study, very interesting outcome also. So the front benchers are always really brainy people. Okay, front benchers, maybe 5-6 rows are brainy people, but they become topper in the class also, right? But finally they end up becoming academicians, researchers, or something of this kind. Okay? Now coming to the middle bench people, they become bureaucrats, right? IS officers, they move very fast in the organization also, and become CEOs, CMDs and all these. And so they are also superior brain people. The backbenchers, those who are sitting in the back, they ultimately become CMDs, pilots, CEOs. Either they will be like this, or they will be vagabonds and underworlds. or netas. So choice is yours. क्या बनना चाहते हो? CEOs, either you will be netas, either you will be CEOs, CMDs, pilots, or in the other side, vagabonds and underworlds and netas. And you will be controlling these front benchers and middle benchers also. Okay. Okay. Jokes apart, so I just wanted to refresh your knowledge. Okay, the next management lesson which I'm going to show is not related to the topic which Sir had given, but this is expected from all of you. Have you heard of mentoring? Sune ho na mentoring? Have you heard of reverse mentoring? What is that? Yes. All of you, those who will be hired in the organization, you are expected to teach us, those who are having gray hair, and maybe double the age or more than double the age of yours. In Mahabharata, there are two characters, those who did this particular job throughout the Mahabharata. And they did reverse mentoring to the king, Dhritarashtra. Who are these two characters? Who are these two characters? Those who are continuously doing reverse mentoring to the king. Who are they? Vidur and Sanjaya. Excellent. I'm so happy that you youngsters have such a beautiful knowledge about Mahabharata. So both of them were doing reverse mentoring on a regular basis. And in this 3 minutes video which you are going to see, end part is more important for all of you. Because you are, what, Gen X, Gen Z, kya hai aap sab? What? Gen Z. So you people are much more aware of the happening which is there in the external world. Technology wise, you are much more ahead of us. Can you do a coding in ChatGPT? Do you know how to give command in ChatGPT so that the programming will come out? If you know, you are aligned. Do you know how to create a Zoom link in Team or maybe Zoom? Do you know, all of you? I'm just giving 1 or 2 examples to you people. If you know, you are at par, right? In terms of your knowledge and skill sets, right? Do you know what is happening in latest technology, which is in civil engineering, mechanical or electrical, right? How a building could be constructed, 10-story building in just 2 months. What is the new technology which is adopted by China? So what I'm trying to communicate through this particular one is, you are all expected to deliver this. And if you are, and we are ready to accept you as our mentor. Right? So let's move and see reverse mentoring. That's the 82. Number 80, please run. And all of you, please minutely see this. And if you can do that, then you will be a blue-eyed guy in the organization. Reverse mentoring. So with this, we can, maybe one more we can show, and we'll come to an end of this. Right?
To our management lesson from Mahabharata. This is on reverse mentoring. The epic is, Vidur the minister was quite upset with the blind love of King Dhritarashtra towards his children. He practically mentored him by giving constructive feedback. He said, "You have done big injustice to Pandavas. Being the king, it's your dharma to protect the boundary of the kingdom, whereas you divided Hastinapur and created Indraprastha. You took this unfortunate decision just to ensure your son be the next king of this kingdom. You can go up to any extent just to protect the interest of your son. Neither I nor Hastinapur or you yourself would ever be able to forgive you for such decisions." Incidents like Lakshagriha, Draupadi Vastraharan, and Banavas of 13 years after the game of dice will never forgive you. Hence, pay attention to your country than your son. Do justice. Come back to righteous path. In the mid of the war also, Dhritarashtra was devastated to know that he has lost most of his children. Vidur cautioned him again not to continue the war and stop it immediately if he wants to see the rest of his sons alive. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. Reverse mentoring typically involves a younger or less experienced individual providing guidance and insights to an older or more experienced individual. Unlike traditional mentoring where a senior individual imparts knowledge and guidance to a junior or less experienced person, reverse mentoring flips this dynamic. The concept gained prominence in the corporate world to bridge the generation gap and foster mutual learning and understanding between different generations within our organization, particularly in the context of technological advancements and evolving workplace dynamics. Typically, this practice involves pairing younger, often tech-savvy employees with older, more senior executives. Reverse mentoring also can stimulate collaboration and innovation by encouraging open dialogue and the exchange of ideas between different levels of the organization. Vidur's relationship with Dhritarashtra involved a form of reverse mentoring which was characterized by the guidance and counsel he provided to the king. The term reverse mentoring is applied to Vidur, being Dhritarashtra's younger half-brother, offered valuable guidance and wisdom to the older and more authoritative king. Vidur consistently advised Dhritarashtra on matters of governance, ethics, justice, and the welfare of the kingdom. He often cautioned the king against the wrongdoings of his son Duryodhana and the consequences of his actions. Reverse mentoring can be a valuable strategy for organizations looking to adapt to a rapidly changing business landscape and capitalize on the strengths and perspectives of all employees, regardless of their position or tenure. Thank you.
Thank you. So, sir had given me topics which I have already covered. Because of the time constraint, out of maybe 10 or something, I could show you 5, 6. But whatever I am showing to you people now, this is to build you people better for the campus interview and to excel in the corporate world. So with this, in fact, I have shown you one is reverse mentoring. Sir, we can have another 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, okay. So another thing which I am going to share you to people, which will help you a lot, I'll tell you, in your career, is called skill wheel metrics, right? In a typical organization, even in Calicut, NIT, with due regards to all the faculties and students, you find there are 4 categories of people, okay? One is their skill set is high and they have also willingness is also high. कि they can do, उनका पास knowledge भी है और करना भी चाहते हैं. इच्छा होना चाहिए ना? High skill and high will. Then there is a set of people whose skill is high, but their willingness is very, very low. जैसे ना, मैं कर सकता हूँ लेकिन करूँगा नहीं. देख लो क्या करना है तुमको. You know, that kind of attitude some people are having. So some people are there. Then next is low skill and high will. Right? They don't know how to do, but they have lots of willingness to deliver and to do. Right? So then there is some category of people, those who are neither skill set nor they have willingness to do. So when you are in a leadership position, you are going to deal with them separately, or you are going to deal with them in the same way. Are you going to deal with them in the same way? So different kinds of treatment is required for different people, which in Bhagavad Gita they say Sam Dama Dandaveda. Am I correct? So now question to all of you, to backbenchers. Bataiye, you are a CEO of a company, CMD of a company. You have people, those who are high skill and high will. How will you deal with them? Will you poke your nose on a daily basis? Will you do hand-holding to them? Will you do a micromanagement? Or you have a different style of leadership there? क्या करेंगे उनका साथ? अच्छा नॉलेज भी है और स्किल भी अच्छा है, काम भी अच्छा कर रहे हैं, क्या करेंगे? So there in leadership they say there are 4 kinds of leaders. One is autocratic. Then comes democratic. Then there is something called laissez-faire. Autocratic means मैं जो कहता हूं वही करो. Second is democratic. Third is laissez-faire. जो कर रहे हो करने दो. So tell me, people, those who are a faculty, suppose is there. I'm just for example of purpose, I'm telling you. A faculty is there who is high skill and high will. How the director should deal with him? Should he do micromanagement or he should delegate the things to him? Right? He should be delegated. Then comes high skill and low will. So he should be shown the excitement. Ki dekho, if you do a good job, then there is a future which is waiting for you. Then low skill, high will. क्या करे? Low skill, जानता नहीं है, but he wants to do. क्या करे? Mentoring, coaching, training. Then low skill, low will. For them, there is something called PIP, Performance Improvement Planning. You do that for them. Still, they are not going to change. Still, क्या करो? In private sector, there is something called pink slip. Have you heard of it? Or in government sector, there is something called 56J. Sir knows about it.
or in Airtel kind of an environment, we say, kick in the. Okay? So in Mahabharata, when Bhishma went for Sarasajya, then there was a lots of deliberation, debate which happened. Which are the competencies required to be the army chief? Then they jotted down around 10, out of which they find out of 3-4 candidates, that is Karna, Dronacharya and some other, these are the competitors for the army chief positions, right? Like a director position of an IT, there is a competition and there are so many candidates. They found this gentleman is having, out of 10 competencies, 9 competencies he is having. Only one which is missing. That is, his skill is high, but willingness is low, so far as killing the Pandavas are concerned. Are you getting a point? So, because for Dronacharya, Pandavas were very close to him, and Arjuna was his most liked disciple. So, they were debating about it. Dekho, we are going to pick up him as our army chief, but he will not kill Pandavas. But they had no alternative, because Karna was a leader and a warrior, but his acceptability was not there. Nobody was accepting him as a leader. Just imagine, suppose, example ke liye keh raha hu, you have a director, suppose, in an IT, his acceptability is, suppose, very, very low. Then probably the organization can't run well. I got a point? So, here they didn't have any other alternative but to appoint Dronacharya as the army chief. So, let's go to skill will metrics. Agar dhyan denge, it will be helping you a lot. And incidentally, jitni videos hai, I'm just leaving it here. I don't have any copyright. Here I'm putting as it is. In the laptop, you can copy and take it. And these are all in YouTube also. Okay, let's go for the skill will metrics 50.
Friends, let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata. This is on skill will metrics. The epic is, once Bhishma Pitama took Sarasajya, Sakuni and Karna were deliberating on the next course of action of the battle. Sakuni said, Duryodhana has gone to pay his last respect to Bhishma. Bhishma might be telling him on his last wish that after his death, half of the kingdom should be given to Pandavas. Karna objected to this statement and said, do not talk like this about a brave warrior. Sakuni said, anyone who can stop you from fighting war surely has the courage to do so, but his loyalty towards us is surely a question. There can be no doubt that though Bhishma fought on your side, but he wanted Yudhishthira to win. In fact, the loyalty of our new army chief, Guru Dronacharya, is also questionable, since he still claims that Arjuna is his best pupil. Dusasan also agreed to Sakuni. He said, who can be made the chief when Guru Dronacharya is there? Duryodhana replied, even if Guru Dronacharya is quite skillful to kill Pandavas, but he will also refuse to do so. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. The skill will metrics is a tool used by managers and leaders to assess an employee's performance based on 2 factors: their skill, competencies, and their will, motivation. Skill is how competent an employee at a specific task or how effective he is in his role. Will is how motivated he is to complete his task or perform his role well. There are 4 categories of employees in an organization. High will and low skill is the category in which an employee is motivated in his work but lacks the skills to perform his duties effectively. He needs guidance. High will and high skill employee is competent and has willingness to deliver. Hence, he needs to be delegated. Low skill and low will category employee has neither skill sets nor has the willingness to deliver. He needs to be directed. High skill and low will employee has the skills to do his role well, but he lacks willingness to deliver. He needs excitement. Both Bhishma Pitama and Guru Dronacharya fall in this category of high skill and low will. They had all the skill sets of warfare to defeat Pandavas, but they were lacking intrinsic motivation, excitement, and willingness to do so. They were emotionally attached to Pandavas, and for Dronacharya, Arjun was his best disciple. Thank you.
Next manipulation is something called boss. Any idea what is POS? POSH. POSH. It's a concept which is changing in almost all the corporates to ensure that people, those who are little wayward, has to set it right. What is this? POS. POSH. What is the full form? Okay, this is something called prevention of sexual harassment. In the corporate world, we need to respect our women colleagues with highest respect. There are some incident happened around 10-12 years back. After that, Government of India has come out with this particular rule that in the organization, you need to pay highest respect while dealing with them as a colleague, as a subordinate, as a boss. So far as your respect is concerned, dealing with them. So this is called prevention of sexual harassment, and once you will be in the corporate world, it's important for all of you to abide this rule, which is promulgated in Parliament also. And we need to understand that this is a rule, and only why I am sensitizing today for this particular program is that very soon you will be in the corporate world, and there are many instances because of their misbehavior or bad intention towards lady colleagues, they have paid a heavy price, right? So let's move to the prevention of sexual harassment, that is number 58, and you will see 58. अच्छा आप चला सकते हो अगर चालू है चला सकते हो 58. So here you will see how Dusasan, because he has misbehaved with Draupadi, he did not use his brain. His brother asked him, go and drag Draupadi in the public view. He should have used his brain by saying, she is my Bhabiji and Kulbhadhu. How can I drag her in the public view? First, he did not use his mind.
Friends, let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata. This is on prevention of sexual harassment, POS, part 5. The epic is, throughout the epic of Mahabharata, any character who ever insulted women has received severe punishment or paid a heavy price. Duryodhana directed his servant to go and ask Draupadi to come to Raj Sabha. When she refused to come, Duryodhana directed Dusasan to enter into Draupadi's chamber and forcibly drag her to the open court. Dusasan never objected to this uncivilized behavior of Duryodhana and immediately marched towards Draupadi's chamber and misbehaved with her. When she resisted to this ferocious behavior, Dusasan caught hold of her hair and forcibly dragged her to the Raj Sabha. When Duryodhana directed him to disrobe her, Dusasan also did not oppose and rather jumped into action and tried stripping Draupadi. For his unacceptable, barbaric and cruel behavior, Dusasan was killed mercilessly by Bhim in the War of Mahabharata. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. After the Supreme Court judgment in the case of Bisakha versus State of Rajasthan, the government passed the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. Some of the actions which could be treated as sexual harassment are sexual advances or demand for sexual favors, request either explicitly or implicitly in return for employment, promotion or examination, F-teasing, unwelcome invitations to meet outside office, suggestive comments or jokes, physical confinement against one's will, and intruding one's privacy. Act or conduct when one's behavior within the workplace creates an environment that is difficult or uncomfortable for a person belonging to the opposite sex. Any unsolicited gesture by an employee having sexual hints, physical contact and advances, demand or request for sexual favors, staring, leering or unwelcome touching, showing pornography, undesirable physical, verbal or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature, etc. The way Dusasan was punished by Bhim for his unpardonable behavior, Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act also has adequate provisions for keeping away the accused from the work, constitute inquiry by an independent impartial committee, and punishment if found guilty. Thank you.
Basic purpose of showing you people is to get ready for the corporate, because that corporate needs lots of discipline, lots of brain, innovation from you people. So the last video which I'm going to show you is generally I show to IIM students, because we are left with another 10 minutes to close this program as instructed by sir. And but because you people, many of you may be dreaming that after my BTech from a premier institute like I have NIT Calicut, I will go to different IIMs and management schools to do my MBA program. So this is a concept which, if you are aware from this particular age, then it will help you a lot in future. The concept is called balance scorecard. If any of you know anything about it, then you can share it with me. Then I will move to that. And that is the last management lesson which I am going to show you. If you don't know, search in Google. And then you say, what is this all about? Balance scorecard, BALANCE and SCORD, balance scorecard. Search in Google. Still, you will be given the credit for sharing with all of us. That's the last relation which I am going to show, then I will wind up after that. Okay, after seeing in Google also, if you have got little idea, raise your hand and say, what is this all about? Padhiye, bataiye. Haji, anyone? This is a very good management concept which is important for all of you when you will be in a leadership position in organizations, particularly at a little senior. Because if you don't take care of this balance scorecard, your organization would be a failure. It will not run. Okay, please stand up and say, mic agar hai to de dijiye. Mic agar hai to haan, yeah.
Hello. So balance scorecard is basically like a vision and strategy which is divided into 4 phases.
Yes.
One is financial growth.
Right.
The other one is customer services.
Right.
Third one is internal processes, and fourth one is learning and growth.
Right.
And the employees and the companies judged on all these 4 aspects and their works and
Right.
their scores in all these 4 aspects. And for a scorecard to need to be balanced, it has to do well in all these 4 aspects.
Beautiful. Big hand to it. Beautiful. As a director of NIT Calicut, the director needs to take care of 4 things which is there. If he is going to neglect any of these areas, then he will have a trouble. One is, what he mentioned is the customers. Who are your his customers? Are the industry. The industry is customer. So the kind of students you are grooming here, then your reputation will go up, and more and more corporates should be coming for campus interview. So the corporates should be, the corporates expect that you are future ready, you are industry ready. Students, those are being groomed. You are not getting only theoretical knowledge, but you have also got practical knowledge. So one is customer. Second is internal processes. What kind of curriculum is being covered in your courses, and how the students are not only getting good exposure by your faculties, also getting industry exposure. And people like Graham, people like me are being invited and share his thoughts with whatever he has got in his life. Third is the finance. Is the institute getting lots of funds from different sources, from alumni, from your the money which you are giving as your annual fees? And if you are doing any MDP, Management Development Program, and some consulting also, because we give lots of things to different engineering colleges and NITs to calibrate and give it the report to us. Soil testing, we give it to them. Then structure testing also, we give it to them. Then the fourth one is the people. That is the learning and development. Are you got a point? So if the director of NIT Calicut is not going to take care of all these areas and make a balance out of it, scorecard, then it will be a failure. Same thing happens when you will be in leadership position in a corporate, that you need to take care of all the 4 things. If you don't take care, then it's going to be a trouble for you. Right? So let's see how balanced scorecard is there in Mahabharata as well. So serial 88, the last one which I'm going to show because of time constraint. Balanced scorecard number 88.
Friends, let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata. This is on balanced scorecard. The epic is, in the Mahabharata war, with the intent to put an end to the war and with the consent of promise to not kill Yudhishthir, Duryodhana strategically proposed to his army chief Dronacharya to arrest Yudhishthir. Next on the battlefield, all the great warriors on Pandava's side surrounded Yudhishthir to protect him, neglecting the protection of ordinary soldiers. Yudhishthir got upset at this and reprimanded his brothers, saying that we are fighting for our rights, but these soldiers are fighting for us, and how come should I not get worried about their lives? They are a part and parcel of the king's physical body, and their corpses are also as respectful as those of ours and other great warriors. If you have no courage to face Guru Dronacharya, then I will fight with him. Yudhishthir then started fighting with Dronacharya. Let me share with the management lesson from this epic. The balanced scorecard takes a holistic view of an organization's performance by considering not only financial metrics but also non-financial ones related to customer satisfaction, internal processes, and organizational learning and growth. The financial perspective includes traditional financial metrics such as revenue growth, profitability, and return on investment. The customer perspective focuses on customer satisfaction, market share, and customer retention. The internal business processes perspective identifies the critical internal processes that contribute to the organization's success. The learning and growth perspective considers the organization's ability to innovate, learn, and grow. It includes employee training, technology adoption, and other factors that contribute to long-term success. By incorporating measures from each of these perspectives, the balanced scorecard provides a more comprehensive view of an organization's performance. Yudhishthir, as a leader, treated his soldiers as his internal customers and was focused on their welfare and safety, thereby ensuring their satisfaction and retention. While not able to accept the less priority given to their safety by Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev, he directed them to protect soldiers from the enemy's assault. Moreover, time and again, on several occasions, he focused on the upskilling of their skill sets, thereby focusing on their learning and development. Thank you.
So with this, I'm coming to the end of my presentation. We started with crisis management. We started with leadership with resilience and perseverance. That is Karna. Why am I going to read out all this? Is that you need to give me the feedback, which one you like the most and why. And if you did not like any one of them, you need to tell me, right? So the first one is leadership and perseverance. We learned from Karna how his entire life was full of challenges. Despite that, he was having all the tenacity to preserve his identity and present also before everybody. At no point of time he felt that I am substandard or I am not able to fight in the war. Then we talked about crisis management, how Yudhishthir could manage the crisis and all other brothers failed in this particular situation. Then we talked about inspiring and motivating leader, how Arjun could motivate the prince to fight and he became a charioteer, and Arjun also could see, we could see that how there is something called situational leadership, right? So at home you are a father, and with your mother you are a son, with your sister you are a brother, and in the organization you are a CEO, and with your friends you are a friend, right? So how at different situations you are showing your leadership style. Very interesting, I'll tell you. Once I had gone to my friend's house. Then they have always Mahabharata Ramayana at home. I asked to his wife, ये घर में Mahabharata Ramayana क्यों हो रहा है? Do you know what answer his wife gave to me? आपका friend को समझाइए. He is a CMD in the office, but not a CMD in the front of my daughter. In front of the daughter, he is a father. In front of me, he is my husband. You may be handling maybe 10,000 crore business and so on, but you are still having the same style of working at home also. With friends, he is also CMD. In front of the mother also, he is CMD. So that cannot really work. You need to adopt the situational leadership style. Based on the situation, which is that we need to learn from Arjuna. Then we talked about professional commitment, how Arjuna killed Bhishma Pitamaha, right? And he was preserving the commitment which is supposed to have. And probably I have addressed to around maybe 100 sessions in different parts of the country. But I was thrilled to see today some of the participants were quite emotional with this particular video, and tears were rolling down from their eyes. That's a success which I measure about this particular program. They talked about skill well metrics. Skill well metrics, that skill set, skill high, and willingness is high. You need to segregate your people in this category, and based on that you will deal with them. If you are going to do micromanagement and you are poking your nose on each and every aspect of a person in the organization whose skill is high, willingness is also high, he is going to leave the organization. Right? Then we discussed about prevention of sexual harassment. In this we have learnt about that in the organization we need to pay highest respect to our lady colleagues. We cannot really treat them low, and we need to respect them. Then we discussed about reverse mentoring. That how in industry we are expecting you people to join and also train us. You have to train us. You have to teach us. Right? Then we discussed about leadership with resilience, then innovative thinking, how it is expected from all of you. You need to have a strategic thinking, innovative thinking, and how Krishna could innovatively thought about it, that it's important that we can win over the war without having bloodshed. And he gave the idea of if Sikhandi would come into the battlefield, then Bhishma Pitama is going to renounce his arms and ammunitions. So that's all from my side. And now question to all of you. Out of these management relations which I've shared with you, which one you like the most and why? And if you didn't like any of them, why? Which one you like the most and why? I expect from the backbencher also who are going to be either CEOs, CMDs of different organizations, pilots or netas and vagabonds. Okay. Haji, which one you like the most? Yeah, please.
Actually, I like innovation part. Well, actually, the thing is, many times in life, our initial plan may not lead us to success.
Okay.
We need to. There will be obstacles. No matter how perfect our plan is, there will be obstacles, and we need to think and. We need to first fix the problem and then re-establish our plan.
Okay.
That's it.
Beautiful. He liked the innovative thinking. Very good. Next. Yeah, Mike, is it there with you? And I can predict something. Those who are coming out to speak, they will have much more possibility of getting success in their life because always they are coming forward when there is an opportunity to ask a question or to share. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I like the part of current perseverance more because at part of lives, your mind would come up with great ideas, great innovations and great struggles as well. But it's always the thing that will your heart let you go at that path each and every day? Because sometimes we have seen professionals starting at the age of 50s. They could have started their way long back in 15s, making their minds, getting the fundings done by 25, getting the work started by 30s, but they would end up getting in industries by 50s. And that 20 year of their lives, where they might think of backing them off, choosing alternative paths, and the struggle within their own mind may let them defeat themselves in their own path and decisions. But the art of perseverance, thinking that if I am capable of something, if I can visualize it in my mind, if I can speak it every day, if I can present it every day, then I can achieve it. And that's where perseverance matters the most, because we have seen a lot of examples nowadays around us. Many of our successful IPS and IS officers are not the first attempt UPSC clearance. They're all the either fourth or sixth attempts one. Majority of the IITians and the IITs are the droppers only. Majority of the high qualified doctors are the third or fourth clearance NEET aspirants. And in many parts, the live example, it's Aman Gupta from BOAT. He told that he failed in 9 startups till he started somewhere. And even before, when he was in JBL, he was working there, and his perseverance only told him to stick with his idea of coming up with BOAT and starting his first manufacturing part in Hyderabad, which was the hardest part from him, because he wanted to start his innovation path from Gurgaon only, Gurgaon, Delhi, because he knew the chain part most available in Punjab. But out of nowhere, his perseverance will let him go back to the most part of India till Hyderabad, where he didn't expected it at any cost. But that's where perseverance come from. 5 years of continuous hard working, establishing manufacturing chain, establishing supply chain. It almost looked impossible in the era where Sony, JBL, other companies were taking part of, and out of nowhere in 3 years, from 3 crore to 300 crores, both came a long way. This is where perseverance comes and dedicates its part. Thank you.
Beautiful. We have many senior faculties are here. Yeah, you also speak, Mike Dedije. But I'm honored, let me tell you, sir, with your presence. And I would like to listen for maybe 1 minute from each of you. Sir, आपसे भी और मैडम से भी, हैं? So, आप बोलिए फिर जाएगा.
Sir, I present all my obeisances to you.
Thank you.
And my advantage is different about this. You discussed about all these skills like this perseverance. You discussed about the crisis management. But there's one thing which stands out, which is based on the POSH, which is the prevention of sexual harassment. As a self, I have every right to do whatever is there for my gain, for my success, for my failure, but I have no right to play with the other's dignity. Play with whoever the person is in front of me. I cannot play with the dignity or with his rights, and I cannot demolish his character and his personality or her personality, whatever the person is. So this is my thinking about all the lessons.
Very good. Respect to him. Thank you. Sir.
At the outset, let me thank you, sir, for that enlightening session. Help these youngsters look at a profession they are going to take up. Personally, I look at it differently. Now, just one thing which you said about the win-win situation and the competitive this thing, particularly in the private sector and the government sector, where in the government you want the win-win situation. But I've seen ruthless competition where the human values are lost. And here you're stealing several strategies which you can draw from Mahabharata. But basically, if the individual doesn't improve, if he doesn't have commitment, and if he realizes that my happiness lies in the happiness of others, the person has to change. Otherwise, whatever you do, whatever business you achieve, at the end, when you look at your scorecard in life, you've not achieved anything. So the person has to refine, has a proper perspective, commit and serve others. That is what is more important, I think.
Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. इसके बाद अगर और किसी को बोलना है तो हाँ, right.
So actually every video is learning based on that is the situational based where you have
आगे ले लीजिए थोड़ा सा.
Yes. So I like all videos. The only thing, okay, that you correlate with the business and things, you taught the things. But my question is that based on the dharmas, that all war happened and lost many soldiers' life, okay. But if we see that personal life, social lives, and even family lives, so establishing all these things is very, very difficult. So what you comment over that? That I try to say.
Again, I am telling you, this is based on the situational approach. So probably when you are in a public sector, you will be thinking about win-win. In private sector, win, lose.
Yes.
So these are all important things to understand. And when I am talking of professional commitment, probably you will see from the perspective of this guy has groomed me, what I should do. He is in a competition and his competition to me. So whether I should have a win-win situation or win-lose situation, right? There is one more example I'll give you from Mahabharata. When Krishna told to Karna, you are such a big warrior, you are such a wonderful person, but you are in the side of adharma. Why you are there? Are you going to point? That's the question he asked him. Do you know what Karna said? For me, friendship is everything. When I was in trouble, he is the person who helped me. Then Krishna is asking him, don't you think it's better to be in debt for all times to come than be with adharma for the entire life? So there is no right or wrong answer on this particular matter. For Karna, he says, because when I was in crisis, he helped me. He made me the king of Anga. And I did not have any identity. He gave me identity. So I can do anything for him. But for Krishna, it is better to be in debt for the entire life than to be in the side of adharma. It's like आपने कोई कंपनी में ज्वाइन किया, but आपको पता चला कि वो कंपनी बिल्कुल अधर्म कर रहा है. 50 करोड़ का टर्नओवर को 500 करोड़ दिखा रहा है, गवर्नमेंट से लोन ले रहा है, he is planning to move out of the country. So even if in the campus interview when you are not getting any campus, but that guy has picked up you, that company has picked up you, I think it's better to quit that organization than thinking by campus में मेरा और कहाँ नहीं हो रहा था. That is the company who has picked me. और कैसा I have to be loyal to them. I cannot really leave that organization. It's better to leave. Since they're all situational approach. Hope I have answered your questions.
Thank you for taking the session very wonderfully. Thank you.
इसके बाद मैम आप and anyone else अगर आप
Okay. I have made one observation at the scene that was displayed, the gambling scene that was displayed. In fact, it is Yudhishthira who committed the mistake first by mortgaging his wife as an object of gambling. This was the first woman harassment. Had this not happened, the entire Kurukshetra war would not have taken place. This is my observation.
I got it.
We need not glorify those who claim to be very righteous. We have to look into very certainly. This is my observation.
Great.
First observation. And secondly, my own experience as a PhD guide. I guide PhD students, project students. When we do PhDs, guiding students, especially as we know that a PhD process has quite some uncertainties. How to live in the middle of uncertainties and how to face setbacks. This is where the guide's role as a strategist comes in, as a counselor comes in. And this is what makes me respect Vyasa depicting Krishna as a strategist. This is what I have been reflecting on throughout your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir, Professor Sir ने जो बोला, whatever he is told, if you have another 3-4 minutes, there is a beautiful video which is there matching to that, but because of time constraint I could not show. Okay, so that I'm going to show you, sir, how Yudhishthira did a huge mistake. And you need to go to plight of Draupadi and human rights, right? Go to page 93. It's very, very interesting because I'm honored to see that reflection which is happening. And all of you need to understand future mein how you are going to treat your spouse, particularly the wives. They are not objects to be treated, yeah? Yeah. 93.
Let me share with you one management lesson from Mahabharata.
Yeah.
This is on plight of Draupadi and human rights. The epic is Yudhishthira was having weakness for the game of dice. Duryodhana exploited this weakness and invited Yudhishthira to the game. Sakuni was a master manipulator and a skilled player. He loaded the dice in favor of the Kauravas to ensure defeat of Pandavas. As the game progressed, Yudhishthira started losing heavily. He lost his kingdom, his wealth, his brothers, and even himself. Finally, he lost Draupadi as well. This was a grave violation of the rules, as a person's spouse was not supposed to be gambled away. The Kauravas, fueled by their enmity towards Pandavas, were determined to humiliate Draupadi. Dusasana was instructed to bring Draupadi to the assembly. As Draupadi was dragged into the court, she pleaded with the elders present, questioning the righteousness of the act. Despite her appeals, the assembly remained silent, and the Kauravas proceeded to disrobe her in public. Let me share with you the management lesson from this epic. The incident of the game of dice in Mahabharata raises several points that resonate with human rights violations. Yudhishthira's gambling led to severe losses, including the loss of his kingdom, wealth, and ultimately his wife Draupadi. Gambling Draupadi in the game of dice violated her rights as an individual and a woman. It stripped her of her autonomy and subjected her to being treated as property to be owned or lost, disregarding her dignity. The subsequent act of dragging Draupadi to the assembly and attempting to disrobe her in public was a blatant violation of her dignity and privacy. Despite her appeals and questioning of the righteousness of the act, the assembly remained silent. failing to protect her rights to safety, dignity, and respect. The silence of the elders and assembly members in the face of Draupadi's humiliation signifies a collective failure to uphold human rights. Their inaction denied her protection and justice, violating the principles of standing up against injustice and safeguarding individuals from harm. In a sense, this incident showcases multiple human rights violations, including the right to fair treatment, dignity, freedom, autonomy, and protection from humiliation. Thank you.
Thank you. So, with Madam's comments, we'll bring to the program to an end. Mike de dije, she was supposed to give her comments, then we'll bring it to an end.
Thank you so
एक
much, sir.
presentation mode को आ जाइए जरा, इसमें presentation है, हाँ, please.
Thank you so much, sir, for this enlightening to all of us. And it was really very delivering of intelligence and management lesson, as well as various emotional attachment over there. A lot of things are here to discuss, but briefly what I observed actually, Mahabharat once upon a time, 5 years back, completely I have bossed and I was learning a lot of things. So one thing, like here the Karna story and Bhishma Pitama's story, people get a lot of attachment, why they were suffering like this, and they were putting question to Lord Krishna also. They were putting lot of questions also, like why we were suffering. So then Krishna was mentioned something, like they have made commitment, like Karna, he made commitment to Duryodhan, and Bhishma Pitama made commitment to that Rajya. So whoever they are favoring dharma, adharma, he did not bother about it. Same thing Karna made the mistake. He did not bother, it is dharma and adharma. So because of that, both suffered. But one thing, good thing we need to learn, the karma, he was true to himself. Like whatever he was made commitment, Dan, Veer, Kurd is known. In that condition, he was not telling lie anything. And same thing with Bhishma Pitama, because he was having a duty towards the children. So at that time when Arjun was attacking, at that time he was giving the boon, Yashashvi Bhav and all these things. So that is really, we need to learn as a parents also, we need to do our duty. But most thing, another side, we need not to be this much rigid. Once, as you already discussed, if we know this organization is doing adharma, we should quit it. And same thing with females, like when we are getting married, we are devoting everything. Initially, Pati Parameshwara, when they were aware about dharma and everything, but nowadays, in the impact of Kali Yuga, nobody is doing any dharma, then we always should be aware what is good or bad. Even the husband or anybody is doing bad, we first try to make them aware what is good and bad, and we need to be a kind of ideal person. One thing I felt when Draupadi, they were invited, all Pandav, Draupadi were invited for the gambling. Gambling itself a part of adharma. Why she supported at that time? So she should not have supported that time. Initially we are controlling, we can control the crime, else we can't. And nowadays, and after the end of Mahabharata, when we talk about the story of Raja Parikshit and all, and the story of Kali Yuga, everybody will be aware. When this Raja Parikshit has given a place of Kali Yuga, this gambling, gold and all. So it is mentioned clearly, gambling is not right and the drinking wine is not allowed. Still everything is going on. And few days back, actually 2 days back, something happened. 2 days back, something happened. One worker, or one that name Avilash, he got injured because of this NIT student. 2 students, they were going with bike and they were drunk. So these things, if we are learning with these things, I think everybody should aware and everybody should learn, not only for the management and company, for the good human life. So wherever you are going about personal life, professional, we should learn these things and we should implement these things in our life, and we should be a good human being first. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Devashish sir, for coming and enlightening us with such a great performance. Before the session started, I was wondering how we are going to connect managerial roles with Mahabharata. I have seen Mahabharata many a times, but we're not able to connect the managerial roles which are going to happen in our life. Rather we go in industries or anywhere else, this has to be play a major role in our life. So thank you for that, and I hope my audience got to know that Mahabharata and Ramayana, Gita is not about old ages, it is about us. Do you believe that? So we'll have to inculcate that and proceed through this. So I once again thank, on the behalf of for Indian Knowledge System and Science and Spirituality Club, that Devashish sir came and provided us such an enlightenment session.
I have no words to thank Satapathy sir because you are here, you have experience now. So I did not have to speak anything, and in fact, all of us have some idea about Ramayana and Mahabharata as the two great epics. And we also know that from this IKS class, we know Ramayana follows a normative approach, whereas Mahabharata follows a descriptive approach. That means one course of action cannot be specified, but situations are presented and how the different characters reacted to the situations, and that actually provides a wealth of ideas for management. And Devashish sir has taken a good advantage of those lessons from Mahabharata, and he has brought it to the audience. That is what his greatness lies, and we are really very, very thankful. And because we know that this Itihasa and Puranas are like case studies of our literature, especially Vedas. So Vedas say that Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, but we need to understand it in terms of some stories or some real life incidences that have happened. That is why these Itihasas and Puranas are there. And I am very, very thankful to Devashish sir for agreeing to come over here and spend time with us, and so that we will all be, as he was mentioning, all these students are going to face the world, and they are going to occupy positions in industry, and they will come across situations. So how you can get yourself ready, he has mentioned, and that is very, very important, and it is very, very rare to get such type of what you can say, advices or suggestions for getting us ready. So that way also I once again thank him. And as it was announced, a small surprise gift is there. Actually, in the month of January, first week, I attended 2 days workshop at MDA Gurgaon, titled as Indian Methodology for Management Research. At that time, one HR manager from Maruti Udyog had presented us one copy of this book. This is actually just a summary of Bhagavad Gita. And he gave us, the participants, each one copy of this book in Hindi. And after coming back, he is also in our group. Then I told him that if you can send us some copies, I can circulate to our students. And maybe you can send us some copies in English also. So it so happened that copies arrived today. And when I was sitting here, I got a call from the Delhi person that a parcel has come. Then when I saw that parcel, it was only Bhagavad Gita. Then immediately I asked him to deliver it here, and books are here. And it is the interesting thing about this book is that the first 5-6 pages you will find question answers. For example, मेरे पास भक्ति के लिए समय नहीं है. भक्ति तो केवल बुढ़ापे के लिए होती है. हम में तो बुरी आदतें हैं, इसलिए हम भक्ति मार्ग पर नहीं चल सकते. Then fourth question, अध्यात्म का व्यावहारिक जीवन से कोई संबंध नहीं है. Then he says, अच्छे कर्म करने चाहिए, भक्ति करने की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं होती. Then भक्ति करने के लिए तो परिवार छोड़ना पड़ता है. Then मेरा मन जाप या भक्ति में नहीं लगता, इसलिए इस सब का कोई फायदा नहीं. Then eighth question, अच्छे के साथ बुरा और बुरे के साथ अच्छा होता है. भगवान हमें दुख देते हैं. जब तुम्हारा व्यवहार ही नहीं बदलता तो ऐसी भक्ति का क्या फायदा. Like that, there are 11 questions, and answers to 11 questions will be very, very useful to you. And then he has given a summary of each chapter. So in a very, very crisp form it is given there, and we are very thankful to Mr. Nikhil Gupta, founder, and Mr. Nitin Gupta, founder, and Bhavanesh. In fact, Bhavanesh is the person who is a HR in Maruti Udyog, and he has sent us these books and it has arrived in time. That is on the correct time it has arrived. So copies are here. You can please choose which one language you want, either English or Hindi. And before we leave, I now request Sir, Praveen sir, to honor our Satapathy sir with some small moment gift. Praveen sir is actually looking after the 4-year integrated B.Ed program, integrated teacher education program. And he is teaching the course on understanding India.